OGUN, the iron that killed its master. They say the night OGUN killed that boy by accident, his forge went cold for the first time in 20 years. Nobody knows what scared him more. The scream, the silence that followed, or the way the blood steamed on the iron floor. OGUN had made many weapons, seen many deaths, but that night broke him. He didn't cry when warriors died in battle. But when he killed a boy who only wanted to help him clean his tools, something inside him shattered. People in the village say that since that day, no one's hammer ever rings quite the same. They say the iron remembers. OGUN wasn't always the warrior people fear in stories. He started as a young boy who loved to hit rocks together. His father was a hunter. His mother died when he was small. He had no siblings. So, OGUN made friends with the fire and the sound of metal. At age 10, he built his first knife. At 13, he made a short sword. The village blacksmith took him as an apprentice. By 18, he didn't need guidance. Soldiers came from other towns to buy his blades. He didn't speak much, but when he handed you a sword, you knew he had put his soul into it. When the northern raiders came, OGUN didn't hide. He walked out to the field with nothing but an axe and said, "If you want the village, come and take it." The raiders laughed. One of them charged. OGUN split him open with one swing. The others backed off. For years, nobody attacked that village again. But OGUN wasn't proud. He stayed silent afterward, walking into the forest for days. He said killing didn't feel good. It felt necessary. That's all. People began to think he had powers. Some whispered that his hammer spoke to him. Some said he had iron in his blood. But OGUN never said a word. There was a boy named Aro who loved watching OGUN work. He'd sit by the forge, bringing him water and blowing air into the flames. OGUN never pushed him away. One day, Aro picked up a finished blade and started swinging it playfully. OGUN turned around to warn him, but he didn't speak loud enough. He stepped toward Aro, and the boy tripped. OGUN reached to grab the sword, but instead, the hilt knocked his hand and the blade cut across the boy's chest. It was fast. It was deep. Aro fell. OGUN dropped his hammer and screamed. No one came in time. They buried Aro the next day. OGUN sat by the grave all night, not moving, not eating. The villagers didn't blame him. But they feared what had happened. A man so skilled with weapons, undone by one mistake. Mothers told their children to stay away from fire and sharp things. They also told them not to bother OGUN anymore. Some believed the spirit of the forge had turned against him. The tools in his shop began to rust. The fires didn't burn as hot. OGUN didn't fix them. He just sat a day. Days passed. Then weeks. Finally, he walked away, leaving his forge behind. No one saw him for years. But strange things started happening. In nearby forests, trees were found chopped clean through, one strike, no splinters. Animals were found dead but not eaten. Hunters spoke of a figure, tall and silent, carrying a black axe that never dulled. Children heard hammering in their dreams. Some claimed to see him near rivers, sharpening metal on stones that spark in the dark. One man said he found a blade buried in the earth, so sharp it cut his hand when he tried to touch it. He said it whispered something when the wind passed over it. He threw it back and ran. A new blacksmith came to the village. He cleared OGUN's old forge and lit the fire again. He melted scrap metal and shaped it into farming tools. But every night, he heard footsteps around the shop. Sometimes he'd find his hammer missing, only for it to reappear hours later, shining like it was brand new. One night, he stayed up and saw a man at the fire. Not touching it. Just standing there. The flames bent toward him. When he called out, the man vanished. But the forge glowed red for days after that. Years later, war came again. This time, it was from the south. The village had no warriors. They sent word to other towns, but help was days away. Then one morning, weapons appeared at the foot of the chief's hut. Dozens of blades, axes, and spears, all made of black iron. The chief recognized the style. "OGUN," he said. "He's watching." The villagers took the weapons. When the invaders came, they were met with a force no one could explain. Some said they saw a man leading the charge, his axe glowing. He never spoke. He never bled. When the fight ended, he was gone again. Today, people still leave gifts at the edge of the forest. Goats, palm oil, iron scraps. Some say OGUN takes them. Others say the wind carries them away. But blacksmiths still whisper his name before striking metal. Hunters touch their blades to the earth before using them. Farmers never disrespect a tool. Because they say if you do, the iron may remember. And OGUN may return. Not to forgive. But to remind. To take back what was given. No one truly knows where OGUN rests. Some say he's buried beneath the oldest anvil in the village. Others say he lives in the heart of every forge. But one thing is sure, if you make something with iron, you owe OGUN respect. If you don't be surprised if your hammer goes missing, or your blade turns on you. Because OGUN isn't just a story. He was a man. And some say he still walks among us, watching the fire, waiting for someone to misuse the thing that once cost him everything.